Hello and very happy to see you on my channel. Tonight, we give you a piece of breaking news. A royal commentator has claimed, Meghan and Harry's anniversary remind of their unhappiness and regret. Today, royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams claims Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's second wedding anniversary today may serve to remind them of their unhappiness at life in the royal family before stepping down as senior members. It's also may be a painful reminder of their regret at how their exit from the royal family turned out. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex will on Tuesday celebrate their second wedding anniversary. But it is their first anniversary since their remarkable decision to step down as senior members of the royal family at the start of this year. And royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams claims it will serve as a reminder of the controversial manner in which they cut ties. He told Daily Star Online, "I think it will be two things. On the one hand, it will be cause to celebrate that they have married each other, and that marriage seems very happy. And of course, they have Archie. But I think it will also be a matter of undoubted regret, at what didn't work. Firstly, so publicly in the way, they launched that statement that I thought was unforgivable. When they actively only, reportedly, gave senior royals 10 minutes notice after a newspaper got hold of the story. It will be a matter of regret because obviously it showed the pressures of royal life, their feelings towards the press, and Harry is of course haunted by what happened to his mother. And of course, we know he has been very personally very pressured, and has been very open about this. Mental health is something he and Meghan, and of course, William and Kate, all of them have done really well on this particular issue. It will be joy between them but sadness with reference to the fact that, obviously as senior working royals, which is what we'd all expected, and with the hopes of them being so much more involved in royal life. And being able to identify more with Meghan, and also the fact that they both worked for the crown so brilliantly and they had a profile that was so high. It's regret from everyone's point of view. The couple first moved to Canada before settling in Los Angeles, where it is reported they are staying at a mansion owned by movie producer Tyler Perry. It is understood Meghan will continue to pursue her acting ambitions as she surrounds herself with Hollywood pals. Before leaving, Harry branded the press a powerful force and said there was no other option but to leave for North America. And Mr. Fitzwilliams claims the anniversary could be a painful reminder of Meghan's unhappiness in the royal family. He continued, "I think this anniversary of their wedding, one of the few big royal weddings of the century, will be both a spirit of rejoicing because obviously it's a marriage between them, but also a matter of regret. Because obviously the global ceremony that it was, well, Meghan was not happy as a royal." However, two groups of people see these two different ways. Some see those of us who tell the truth about what we see and notice about Meghan Markle as spreading lies. I don't think they are jealous of lies. They are simply lies, in the eyes of some. There exist people who think Meghan is a victim of the awful press, the same press that castigated Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge, and Camilla Parker Bowles and Sarah Ferguson. Even Diana went through a tough time with the press. But those of us who see Meghan as one who is conniving, with ulterior motives, as self-seeking, placing her wants and needs above others, lover of money, wants to be the most important person in a room, is manipulative, is a victim, ghosts people in her family when she chooses, is jealous, mean and vindictive, we are called haters, bullies and are constantly trolled by others here. And why? Because Meghan Markle, by virtue of being a public figure and then entering into the British royal family through marriage, can be subject to criticism. Meghan's actions can be judged. What Meghan says and does can be discussed here, especially in light of the remarkable time she has not spent as a royal, since becoming a royal. We see it as her lack of trying. Others see a victim. By not wearing a hat, was Meghan a victim? Why did Meghan never adhere to even wearing a hat? Just a hat on her first solo trip with Queen Elizabeth? When Meghan was informed she would need a hat? Why? Meghan thumbs her nose at even the Queen, and we see an ignorant narcissist trying to get noticed but going about it in all the wrong ways. No one should be deliberately rude to the Queen. But the Meghan loves say she is a victim of not knowing. No one told her, when her staff reported in the news that Meghan most certainly knew to wear a hat. We who call out Meghan for taking the money for security while she makes the Royal Police Protection Officers stay so far away from the UK, while Meghan tries to be a royal dressed in celebrity clothing, know this costs the people protecting them time away from their families, and who cares about those protection officers? And the money that Harry and Meghan willingly take from Prince Charles and thus indirectly take from the people of the UK, is unearned and seems like a payoff. If Meghan earned her own money, no one would criticize her, as long as she isn't using her child or royalty for funds. We tell the truth, but for some reason, a small amount of people remain slavishly devoted to her, and we don't know why. How can people not see her for the charlatan duchess she is? I don't get why Prince Harry left everything for her. There was no middle ground. Hollywood was always her goal. We saw it, and we called it long ago. We saw Meghan flouting the rules, because she seems so jealous of her lower station in the royal family. If Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie are okay with a lower standing in the family, lower than Prince Harry's, why did Meghan say she was fine with it, when clearly from the day after the wedding, she was unhappy with her lower station? Meghan did act up and said things to Camilla, at that first garden party, and Camilla was upset enough to send Harry away with Meghan sticking her tongue out. Meghan, even at the first, was trouble. But people say we're racist, when I'm sickened by the thought of a dead man in Georgia, due to true racism, here in the United States of America, where the jogger was killed by 2 white men, and I am seriously thinking of driving to that God-forsaken town in Georgia and picketing, because I want that ex-cop and his son to die for killing that poor black jogger. I want them to die for what they did. I am not racist, and I hate those who are. So, we are clear on that score. Meghan is not being judged on race. Nope. Don't buy into the lies. We are not haters. We hate what Meghan does to the royals. We hate the pain she inflicts. It is listed in other places, so I won't list it here. But we do not tell this truth happily. We wish Meghan had been a good duchess, attentive in her duties, and kind to the UK. We wanted the fairy tale too. But we saw Meghan as a fame-seeking, money-grubbing, discontented woman willing to be rude to the Queen. Meghan is her. And we don't like her very much. Guess what camp I'm in? I used to be a fan of Meghan's. But I learned long ago to sit back and watch and be amazed at the lack of respect she has for anyone. If Meghan cannot treat staff kindly, how will she treat Prince Charles and Camilla or Queen Elizabeth or Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge kindly? We who tell the truth on YouTube, do so while drawing the hate and ire of an outspoken, kind group of people. I could lie and say Meghan is the sweetest person in the royal family, that she loves Harry so very deeply just so people won't troll me. But I'm not a liar. I suppose both sides see a very different truth. Meanwhile, Daily Star also reported, according to a security expert, number of red alert royal family stalkers nearly doubles and potentially fueling growing disregard since Megxit. A security expert has claimed, the number of stalkers monitoring the royal family more than doubled to 112 over the last year, with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's decision to step down from royal duties potentially fueling growing disregard. The Metropolitan Police's Fixed Threat Assessment Center confirmed 112 people deemed to be red alert threats to the royal family are being monitored. Of the 112 red alert stalkers, a further 4 people have been added to the force's high concern list, taking the total number of people to 9. A security expert believes the increase is down to a year of heavy headlines for the royal family, including Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's Los Angeles exit, and Prince Andrew's notorious interview BBC journalist Emily Maitlis. Richard H., project director at Mobius International, a specialist security service for governments and the private sector, said, many of these people could be described as cranks and nutters, and in many ways, although their risk has to be considered, they would to my mind pose lesser importance to those threats emanating from terrorism. The arrival of Meghan on the scene would, I believe, increase the figures somewhat for various reasons, and towards the latter part of 2019, the disclosure of the intent to leave royal duties and move their main residence to Canada would also contribute as a major influencing factor on those figures increasing. Meghan and Prince Harry stepped down as members of the royal family earlier this year, and officially left their roles at the end of March. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex's departure coincided with the coronavirus lockdown in the UK, and the couple received criticism for the move. Prince Harry and former Suits actress Meghan now live in Los Angeles with their 1-year-old son Archie Mountbatten Windsor. My news today is ended. How do you feel about it? Please let me know in the comment section below and we talk about Meghan and Harry. Remember to like and share my video if you see it is useful, and subscribe to my channel to get more news from the royal family. Now, goodbye and see you in the next video.